Abbie, it's the Devon Derby at Coach Road tomorrow, but first I just want to start by reflecting on that Oxford result. Obviously, it's a great result away from home. How do you think it ranks over the matches we've had this season?
Yeah, it's a fantastic result. I think the way we played really was the thing that was most pleasing for me. But to beat a team that, probably aims for the start of the season was to compete for the title. And then obviously as the league's kind of gone on, they've not quite been in that mix, but that they're in and around that top tier element. We're a club that want to be there. If we look at what Oxford have achieved on the pitch, that's where we aspire to be, and that's credit to them. They're a really established championship club. So to get the win in the manner that we did was absolutely fantastic. They are on a really good run of form at late, so it was about making sure that we did all the right things. And yeah, I suppose it's up there with this season's wins, along with the Lewis wins. Again, another really established championship club last season, and obviously now a Tier 3 club. So yeah, it just shows that these girls are more than capable of mixing it and competing at this level, which is exactly where we want to be as a football club.
Dave touched on it slightly at the weekend, but we currently sit top of the away league table. Given the extra commitment, the extra miles that the teams had to cover this year, there must be something you're quite proud of.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because we've been on the wrong end of a result at Wimbledon and Watford. So to hear that just goes to prove that the hard work we put in preparation for these games, it's not just for the home games, it's equally for the away games. And you're right, what the girls commit to and their application to make sure they're ready for these away games is fantastic. Probably goes hand in hand with the fact that the club have really supported some overnight stays for us as well, which have a huge benefit to us. Obviously being almost 2 hours away from anywhere remotely local for us other than our friends down the road, it's really difficult. So to make sure that we've prepared properly on the training field, but then the night before, and that preparation has been hugely beneficial for us.
Given this is one of the quickest turnarounds of the season, how was your team looking physically after that game?
Yeah, all reported well. There was wellness reports completed, and other than the usual aches and pains of a Monday morning, they're obviously a lot easier to get over when you've got 3 points in the bag and you've got a win. I think the conditions, the hot weather, really threw everybody off by surprise. So it was really important that we had hydration was key on the Sunday night, and we got as much into them on the bus and on the way home as possible. But look, we've got a fantastic medical and science team that really work hard and are really committed to making sure the players are in peak condition for training. We'll train tonight now ahead of the game tomorrow, and with a focus on recovery and a focus on making sure that legs are loosened ahead of what will be another mentally and physically demanding game. But one we're relishing, obviously, how can you not? Devon Derby under the lights is exactly probably the game you need to be turning around so quickly. So yeah, it'd be really exciting.
On to Argyle, obviously we faced them twice this season, but they've got a new manager now. In your analysts, have you seen anything different in the way they've been playing?
Little bits, definitely credit where it's due. They've defensively tightened up. They're not conceding massive amounts of goals, which will help them in obviously their bid to stay in the division. But they're, we know what their threats are. They're very quick on the counter attack. They love to play direct football. So we need to be mindful of that. As I said to you every week, Charlie, it's all about what we do. It's all about our preparation, and we need to just make sure that we've got enough of the ball, and when we're clinical in the moments that we have, we take them. And I think that's really been the difference in the games this season against them. They did have a really good spell of football against us in the league game down there, but when we had our moments, we took those moments, and that was vital and key and improved costly in the game for them.
This is a squad as well who largely come from the southwest and know what this game means. Do you think that means they'll be maybe even more up for it?
Yeah, I think these teams play each other a lot now. We've been vying for bragging rights for a long time, and for a long period of time Plymouth Argyle had those. I think the tide started to turn now, and as you say, it's probably because players are from the southwest. They know what it means to play in these games. But for us, it's not so much about bragging rights. It's more about making sure we get 3 points. We really do want to finish the season as strongly as possible. Everything is geared towards winning those final 4 games of the league, and seeing where it turns out. So it's one of those that we're going into fully focused, not sort of concentrating too much on who we're playing and the occasion, but more of playing the game and who is in front of us, and then taking the 90 minutes for what they are.
This will also be the team's final league game this season down at Coach Road. Just wanted to maybe take a word to mark all the staff down there and the facilities that made such good use to us over the winter period.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said it again, I'd love to play there more often. I think the facilities that is down there really, we can build a real home down there. The 3G pitch allows us to make good use of the consistency in the poorer weathers. Obviously, we had that horrendous day with Wimbledon that would have never survived on a grass pitch. So to give us that consistency and allow us to continue playing week in, week out has really helped with the flow of our football. And yeah, the staff down there are fantastic. They're always willing to go above and beyond for us and to make us really feel like we're at home. So yeah, we'll be making sure that we get 3 points for them as much as for us as well. And
of course, as well, the supporters that have travelled from Exeter, but also the new supporters we've picked up along the way around Newton Abbot. It'd be great to hear them for one last time down at Coach Road this season.
Yeah, I was in the office this morning and being told by Fred that it's a huge crowd that's going to be expected down there this weekend. This Wednesday night. So, it makes a real difference. As I said at Oxford on the weekend, you really heard those fans that made the journey outsung the 400 odd that Oxford had. So again, it's a credit to this football club that the fans that we've got, they're brilliant. I can't speak highly enough of them. And for one final time against our nearest and dearest, I hope they come out and they really do put on a vocal, and the flags that they put out as well would be just make it a real fortress for us for one final time for sure.
And finally, this week, across the men's and women's teams at the club, we're celebrating and highlighting the Football versus Homophobia campaign. From your perspective in the women's team, it's a very inclusive match day atmosphere at any women's game, whether that be at Coach Road or St James Park. You must be really proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think women's football is definitely a different brand of football than what you find at the men's game. And, and these campaigns are extremely important to keep making sure that we drive the message home that it's not welcome at football, regardless if that's at the men's game or the women's game. So, yeah, we'll be fully supporting the campaign this weekend.
Thank you, Abbie. See you tomorrow night.
Thank you.